What's up, y'all? This is episode 12 of the Life of Zach podcast. We got two guests here today. We got
Mello.
and we got
Sebastian.
All right, guys. Give a little quick, little intro about yourself. What's your age? What's your age? What's your major? And then your occupation. Shit.
Okay. Well, so my name's Mello. I am 24, sorry. And I'm a criminal justice major here at University of Houston downtown. Yeah, that's about it, right? Occupation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice shit.
Student.
Yeah, just like him, I'm a criminal justice major as well. My name is Sebastian. I've been blessed that I've been in the podcast before.
Tight shit.
How about? I'm also peer mentor for one of the programs we have here in the university, trying to help freshmen transition from high school to college. And we're here to talk about whatever my man Zach wants.
Type shit. So today, guys, I know y'all have a lot of controversial topics y'all talking about. A lot of controversial topics y'all talking about.
Y'all know in the
But today,
you're debating.
I was before I talked to y'all about coming on today, I kind of like looked some topics up and stuff. You know what I mean? A good idea y'all gave me was religion being one, and then also like relationships and like masculinity and stuff like that as well. So, what do y'all want to dive into first? You know,
Whatever you want.
We can go into the religion aspect.
Religion.
We can
All
go
right.
first.
I go.
All right. So first of all, what are y'all like religious beliefs? Like, what do y'all believe in? Are y'all Christian, Muslim? You know what I mean? Like, what do y'all believe in?
All right. Well, so I'm a Christian.
Did you grow up Christian?
Yeah, I grew up Christian. I mean, you can't say I was kind of forced into the Christian belief, you know, stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I was raised in Colombia, which is a very religious country. Absolutely, more of the Catholic side of it. Yeah, I was raised Catholic. My mom's a very hardcore Catholic, just as my grandma and all that. And my dad's side, he's a little bit more atheist. He's a little bit like Gnostic, he doesn't really believe in the existence of a God.
Okay.
So until I was like 16 or my bad, this is bad. So I was like 15 or 16 years old. I was always Catholic. I believed in God. I was afraid of God. All that, all that rhetoric we get put on. But then after, I grew up, my dad really didn't have a lot of effect on my beliefs. He always respected my mom's ideas be put into me. And then by myself, I realized that everything that I was told was more, not really because it was something that was real, but it was because something where I'm from, right? If I was born in the Middle East, I probably would be, there's a chance I'd be Muslim. If I was born in Israel, there's a chance I'd be Jew. So the fact that I got that belief is not really because it's a rational belief and it's a real belief, but more it's because of culture and where I'm at, right? So I realized all of that. I started looking at the evidence of it. I was like, okay, I want to challenge my beliefs. I want to see why do I believe this? Is it just because my mom believes it, or is it because it is like a rational belief? I started doing my research, and I came to the conclusion that I don't have evidence to believe that there is a God. I don't see it. It doesn't make sense to me. 100% of the arguments are based on no evidence, rather than
That's what I was about to get into. Like, do you believe that there is a God?
Well, I don't want to make the assertion that there is no God, because then I would have to prove that there is no God, even though you can't really prove the absence or something. Mm-hmm. So I've switched to saying that I don't have evidence, or there hasn't been given evidence to me to believe that there's such thing as a God. So I mean, people bring up the whole creation of the universe aspect, and to that I just say I don't know. But that doesn't mean just because I don't know that it was something else I created.
What about you, Mel? How were you brought up? You said it was kind of forced to you in a way.
It was so like going to church, of course, like being forced to go to church.
Yeah.
High key. I used to be mad about going. But when I was smaller growing up in the church, right? it was kind of a thing. It was more of like a job, like hassle, like to do it, like to go, and I didn't really enjoy it. But as I got older, probably towards like high school, like the end of high school, like beginning of college and stuff like that, right? That's when it became more of like something that I looked at it as, do I believe this, or maybe because I definitely challenge my beliefs as well, right? I did a lot of research as well, and something that's controversial. What I believe in is like, I believe in God, right? I know there's a God, right? Jesus existed, all that, right? But as far as the Bible, that is something that I can't really put a lot of evidence, like if I'm having an argument with someone, I'm not gonna use the Bible with anything, because the Bible has been translated over and over and over again to fit some type of
thousands of years.
A narrative that was at that time period. So, and then there's been like ghost artists to just come into the Bible and write, BS that never happened. So that's something that, I mean, at first it was probably a holy thing, like the original scrolls and shit, right? But as far as like now, it's been over and over and over again, and I don't really trust the Bible.
Yeah, I think the Old Testament was really that, like, there wasn't as many.
No, but the Old Testament had some very controversial
things.
Yeah. I mean, for anyone who doesn't really know, I've talked to him about that. The Bible is a big supporter of slavery, right? You can.
It's not a big supporter of slavery.
You can see it in Exodus. I mean, everyone watching, you can go to Exodus 20:21. Basically says that you're allowed to be your servant as long as they don't die within 2 or 3 days.
Now, my thing about that is, the Bible preaches also a lot of great things as well, right? And you just can't pick and choose, right, with the Bible on this is this, so this is the whole book. That is not true. It is not. That's not what the Bible is.
But you're defending the Bible, though you don't believe in it.
I mean, no. I'm just saying though. You can't take one piece of evidence, right, from something, right, and say, oh, okay, well, this is what it's justifying. Now, don't get me wrong. The Bible is to this day, it's still used as a weapon, right? It can be used as a weapon, and there's been many wars because of the Bible, right? But that's because people weaponized it, and that's not what the purpose of the Bible is.
This feels a bit contradictory, right? The whole narrative is that there are certain sins you can't commit. One of them is killing, right? You're not supposed to kill. Yet the Creator is the biggest murderer in the history of humanity, according to the Bible, right? We've seen that in the Bible says that God, including all the assassination He has made, He's killed more than 2 million people. Y'all can do y'all research. I'm not. You have to fact check if y'all want. Yeah, absolutely. So
probably more.
Also, the argument that slavery is supported in the Old Testament, and there's not a single piece of evidence or any kind of writing in the New Testament that comes out and says, you know what, I was wrong about this. Y'all can't have slaves, right? No, you're allowed to. They're allowed to have slaves, which is very moral. And what kind of concerns me is that a lot of people don't say, okay, this is messed up. Their belief in God.
They do say that.
No. A lot of people try to justify the fact just because it's in the Bible, man.
Not necessarily.
So do you condemn that? Is that disgusting?
As far as slavery?
Yes.
Of course.
Is some parts of the Bible disgusting?
There are a lot of things in the Bible, and hold on. So look. And also, it also says in the Bible, right? If your kid is acting up towards you, take him to the goddamn city hall or whatever, and kill him, like throw rocks at him to death, right? Right?
That's crazy, bro.
It says that in the Bible, right? It's all about interpretation, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's not necessarily what it is. The Bible speaks in what's the word? Like, it speaks in metaphors. You know what I'm saying? It does. It does that.
Metaphor saying that you can beat up your slaves as long as they don't die within 2 or 3 days. I mean, Exodus 20:21 for anyone that wants to look that up. I don't know. And then just a bit contradictory, right? Because some people say like, he doesn't really say you can have slaves. He just says that if you kill them, if you don't kill them within 2 or 3 days, that nothing happens.
Okay.
But then why did you make a rule about not owning slaves?
Okay,
If that's something that's immoral.
All right.
We both agree slavery is immoral, right?
Okay, it is immoral. It is immoral.
So
it's not ethical.
So the Bible has some more shit. Disgusting. We agree,
Okay,
yes
now
or no?
Okay, hold on, nigga, hold on. Look, now let's go back in time, right? Let's go back and let's go back and understand what they meant by that, right?
Okay.
Do you think that type of slavery that it was talking about, right, is the same type of slavery that was in America?
No.
It wasn't the same.
It wasn't the same in terms of for example, time length. It was 7 years for the one that was in the Bible, and then the American one was a lifetime, right?
Yeah, it was a long time, right?
Yeah. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's very long. But as far as how it's presented in the Bible, you have to understand, like, as far as like slaves, they were like servants due to them, like, due to like a city probably, right, conquering this city, then boom, your people have to be servants of me, right? That is probably what it means. But as far as taking, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still messed up. Don't get me wrong.
Can you say it's disgusting?
It is. But as far as this type of slavery, right, American slavery, right, taking someone just because of their skin color or you look like this, is completely different.
I haven't brought up the American slavery. I just talked about
the
Bible though.
I know, but I'm just saying
they explicitly say the word slave because that slave is his or her property.
Now let's go back to slavery, like slave, right? That word slave. Yeah. Now don't get me wrong, there were a lot of words in the Bible that never existed until 1800s to 19th century, 20th century. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So those words could have meant something different. Like there's another one, right, about gay people, right, in the Bible, right? That it says if you're gay, right, boom,
you're going to hell.
You're going to hell, right?
Yeah.
That right there is a very controversial. You know what I'm saying? That's very controversial. But if you really go back and see about the word homosexual, because he uses homosexual, right? That word wasn't created until the 19th century. No, 19th century, 1800. Yeah, the 19th century. You know what I'm saying? And if you really go back in time, what the Bible was saying before that was being a pedophile. If you're a pedophile, right, then you will burn in hell, right? Mm-hmm. That is, and I think it says if man lies with man, that is an abomination or whatever. Okay. Now, in other versions, right? If you go older versions, is if man lies with boy. You know, that's what it means.
Okay, but that's a problem though. Which version to believe? How many Bibles are there?
Exactly, and that's why, and there's
the credibility.
Exactly, and that's why there's so many different versions of the Bible. You just can't say, okay, this is that, and this is what the Bible is.
Okay, but you told me which version do you believe in? I mean, you told me you don't believe in. But it's like saying you don't believe in the Bible, right?
I'm not saying I don't believe. It's more of like it's not credible. And at one point in time, it was a holy book. It was just. It was that's what it was supposed to be. But throughout time, since it's the most popular book in the world, people have used it to set something, to do something like this.
So well, if you're not going to use the Bible, what are you going to use to justify or to make the justification that God exists?
God is not the Bible.
Okay, so
God is more than
what argument do you have for the existence of God that is credible and rational?
See the thing with that.
I mean, if you take out the faith side of it, there is really no reason to believe in God, right? If you take out the faith side of it, it's all about faith.
Yeah, but
if you take out the faith side of it, with faith, it's not a rational belief, but rather you wanted something to happen for it to be true. It's like me saying that I like that girl, right? And I really rationally know that I'm not gonna have a chance with her, but I have faith. I have faith. It's the same thing with God. You have faith that you're gonna go to heaven. You have faith that God exists. You have faith that He's the messenger.
Absolutely.
But you have absolutely zero rational evidence to believe that is true besides you wanted it to happen. It's more the fact that you want it to happen rather than being something that if you think about it, if you do your research, you're gonna be like, man, is this really worth believing? Or is it just, I'm believing it because I was raised in that culture? It's different, man. You gotta be
So I wanted to step in real quick, and you said that you don't think God, like God exists?
I don't have enough.
You don't
I
have
don't have reasons to believe that God exists. Yeah.
So I was writing like a philosophy paper, right? And it was about like two philosophers, correct?
What was the name?
It's Kurt Bayer and
I've never heard of that name.
yeah, you did. These are unknown philosophers, you know what I'm saying? But okay, what Bayer was saying is that you do not need to be a follower of any type of religion to have a meaningful life. Like you can live by like natural human standards. Do you believe that?
That you can be a good person without being a religious person?
You can have meaning.
You can have meaning to your life without being a follower of any religion. Like your life has, if my life has meaning, so say I don't believe in God, or there's no evidence to believe in God, he can, Sebastian can still have a meaningful life because he doesn't,
Absolutely.
What I mean?
Absolutely.
Even more than someone that believes, because I know for a fact that when I let me get to it. Let me bring the people right here. Because I know this is the only chance I have to make an impact in the world, or make an impact.
In this world.
No, make an impact. Period.
In this world.
No. Period.
In this world.
I'll tell you why.
This world.
Because I know. I have zero evidence to believe that there's a heaven.
And you have zero evidence that there isn't a heaven.
No. That's not how it works.
But still, though,
That's not how it works.
Where's the zero evidence?
Why would I need to believe that there's heaven?
How can you not believe that there's a heaven?
How can I not believe that there are people with 5 heads in the world? You can't prove the absence of something. You gotta prove the presence of something.
Okay.
I have no reason to believe that there is a heaven, besides some book telling me that there is. I could write a book about saying how heaven has fucking pink trees or stuff like that. It doesn't really make it credible. My point is, I know I'm very confident that this is the only time I'm ever gonna be able to make an impact, whatever. So I'm gonna take advantage of it. I'm gonna make the best out of it, because I know when I die, that's it. There's a really, really good quote that says, I don't really fear death. You know why I don't really fear death? Because I've been dead for 1 billion years before I was born, so I'll just be fine when I die.
4.8 billion years, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be exact.
I've been dead for. So I would even argue that you live a more meaningful life not believing that there's something after, because you want to do everything in this life.
So you live your life by like natural human standards,
Yes, absolutely.
by our standards,
Yes.
by your own
By my
standards.
standards, and
in society.
Societal standards.
Absolutely,
Correct. Yeah, exactly.
absolutely. You don't really need to. You don't really need a God to be a moral person, though. I know a lot of people who who believe in God, but that's another.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people that are really, really invested in their religion and stuff, people that are very, very religious, they would disagree with you.
Absolutely.
So what?
Okay, here's the thing I'm going to tell them. And I don't want people feeling like I'm attacking them personally, because I'm not attacking them. I'm not attacking him.
I'm pretty sure it's all over the place.
I'm not attacking people. The people. I'm attacking the ideas. Ideas are to be challenged. If you don't challenge ideas,
Of course.
how are you gonna get to the truth, right? So for all the people who, there are certain people who just have to start believing God, and nothing will even my family, nothing will change them, right? Okay. For those people, all right. But for the people who are kind of in between, they want to get to the truth. I'm not saying just don't believe in God, but do your own research and look at it from a neutral side point of view. Is this really a rational belief? Is this really, because here's the thing, why? Because there's the other thing. I don't think in my personal opinion, I have any reason to believe that Jesus existed even as a person. And I'll tell you why.
Jesus existed.
I'll tell you why I don't think.
The actual real person.
I'll tell you why I don't think he existed. So back in the day, all those religions that already died off, right? They used creatures, certain animals, as their gods, right?
Yeah.
So that didn't really make sense. Having these creatures with 5 heads, 10 arms, whatever. So people didn't really believe that such thing existed, right? Okay, perfect. So religion has developed, and now that we're religion itself has said, okay, if instead of Jesus Christ we had a whole creature, that's not going to be credible. So they had to make up a person, because they would believe that there is a person. So it was a lot more credible to believe that there was a person that performed magic. If you don't know, the miracles, we call miracles, is magic. And we know magic does not exist. Magic just does not exist. And then people who claim that they are magicians or like truly magicians is just a scam.
So where do you think that miracles come from then? Do you think it's just a term? It's just a term. Like it just happens.
No, I mean the miracles is I don't really believe in miracles.
Miracles do happen, though.
I don't think. Well,
They do.
I don't think.
I mean, or is it coincidence?
Now you wanna say where those miracles come from? They come from like just like.
Well, there's been people that have been like shot. Like I remember this one story. There's this girl that's been she was like shot directly in the head and she didn't die. Like full on.
I know,
close range.
but that's
we just seen that.
That's complete.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's complete. That's a.
Is that a miracle? That's a miracle, right?
No, I don't think so. That's a medical possibility. Even if it's 0.01%, it could have happened. If you shot 1,000 people in the head, just like her, there's a chance that 999 are going to die and 1% is going to survive. We can't say that is a miracle or that God caused it because we have no reason to believe that has happened. What if I said it was my dog who performed the miracle? I mean, I have more reason to believe because I know my dog is real. Are you 100% certain that your God is real, that performed the miracle? I don't think so. I know my dog is real.
Well, God doesn't perform that. Jesus, this is what you're talking about. Jesus, not God.
Oh no, I'm saying like the miracles that happen in today's society, not the miracles that.
Do you think that Jesus performs these miracles? Like, do you think that Jesus is a big?
No. So the one thing in the Bible, right? That you can get into, even though it's not credible. I don't know how real it is. Jesus did, water the wine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
the bread and the wine, you know what I mean? Like the body and blood of Christ.
No, I'm not what. Yeah, that's different. That's different. That's different.
That is different.
Yeah, that's different. That's more like the Last Supper kind of thing. Like
you believe in the Last
Supper? Yeah. No, but as far as like Mary, Virgin Mary asked Jesus, right, to turn water into wine, right?
Yeah.
And he did this. It was like a party trick, basically, right? It was a party trick, and in the Bible, it also is like he's done stuff before, and this is why Mary asked him to do this, right? And I mean, he did it. Now I
want to know.
How was that?
Do you really believe Mary was a virgin?
I don't know. See, no. I want to get into that.
Okay.
I don't know. It just kind of baffles me how Mary was a virgin and just she's got a kid now.
But on top of that,
it doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense. It's just a story they made up, but
to me it doesn't make sense.
Or she could have made up the story.
I mean, it's I mean, my man is right. You know what? Because it's all made up.
It's not.
I'm sorry to break it down for you guys, but it's all made up.
What is the percentage of the Bible that you think is made up?
Exact percentage I wouldn't be able to give it to you, but the main things.
Estimate.
Man, okay. Here's the thing. I don't. What proof do I have to believe that any of the Bible is true though? Like how God killed 500,000 people in the flood of Noah. Like
the flood of Noah.
That's the thing though.
No, it's
Noah's Ark.
Noah's Ark. Yeah. No.
That's the thing though.
He got the name right. He got the name.
Yeah, it's Noah's. The Noah's Ark. The
Noah's
flood.
Ark. Yeah.
The Great Flood.
The Great Flood.
Whatever the fuck it's called.
That's a lot of fucking people.
I don't. Yeah, that's 500,000
That's a
people.
lot of people, bro.
I don't have any kind of reason to believe that something like that actually happened. And whatever supernatural figure we have in the world or outside of the world has the ability to kill people like that. So man.